In this video, we are going to find the missing side length given two side lengths in a right triangle. A 10-foot long ladder is leaned up against a house with the bottom of the ladder 4.7 feet from the house. How high up the side of the house will the ladder reach? Round to the nearest tenth of a foot. So from the picture here, which is showing what's described there, we can see that we have the long side, which is the hypotenuse, and we have one of the short sides. This is a very classic problem involving a ladder, and usually in this kind of a problem, we're trying to find either the distance from the house or the distance it goes up the side of the house, as in this case. So we want to remember our Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's what's going to help us solve this. What we label as a and b doesn't matter. Those are the short sides, but the long side is c. So I will label 4.7 as a, and the question mark is b. So let's fill in those values. 4.7 squared plus b squared equals 10 squared. Now, we can do this subtraction without doing the squaring part yet. So let's go ahead and do that. This will allow us to do it all in the calculator at one time. So I'm going to subtract 4.7 squared from both sides. That's going to cancel this out. And then we are left with b squared equals 10 squared minus 4.7 squared. Now, one last step, well, not exactly one last step, but one last operation we need to apply. So we don't want to know b squared, we want to know b. So we can get to b by taking the square root of both sides, like that. That is going to leave us with just b on the left. And on the right, we have this thing that kind of looks like a mess. The square root, and then underneath the square root, we have 10 squared minus 4.7 squared. But the nice thing is that you can put that all in your calculator at once. And when you do that, you should get the number 8.82 something, which, because we want to round to the nearest tenth of a foot, always look at the rounding, we would round that to 8.8 feet. Abbreviate that. Okay, let's go to your practice problem. Very similar problem. Now we have a 12-foot long ladder, a little bit longer. We are 4.5 feet away from the base of the house. How high up the side of the house will the ladder reach? Go ahead and try to complete that problem. You can pause the video now, and when you're ready to look at the answer, just unpause. And the answer to that problem is 11.1 feet. Hopefully you got that answer or something very close. If not, take another look at the video and try to follow the steps more carefully. Practicing that skill of entering that square root into your calculator can be very helpful for doing this problem a little bit quicker.